Greetings nerdlings, and welcome to another Warcraft vid on my channel. This one isn't a Lorecraft vid, it's a Warcraft vid. It's all about the new Transmog system within World of Warcraft. For those who don't know what that means, Transmog is short for transmogrification, the ability to change one thing to look like another thing or to change one thing into another thing, depending on what way you're looking at it. In lore, it's changing one thing into another thing. In mechanics wise, gameplay mechanics that is, it's giving something the appearance of something else. Now the transmog system, you can see me questing away, well, not questing away, doing a raid that is well below the level of my character that I'm on right now, which is a Death Knight. I don't normally play as a plate wearing class, so I haven't collected any quest rewards that offer plate armor to go into the transmog system as it stands at the moment, because the way the system works now is when you receive a quest reward of armor or weapons, the image or the image of it gets saved to a wardrobe type system, so you can basically keep that, sell off the armor, and you still have that for a transmog later. So you can get that epic looking piece of armor and keep the image of it to have your armor look like that no matter what level you're at. So if you find this really cool piece of armor you want to use for the looks wise for the rest of the game, you can transmog any piece of armor to look like that. You really like a specific bow but you don't like the others, transmog your current bow to look like that. If you're a sword wielder and you want to have a specific look for a sword, you can go for that. The new system tells you where you can go to find things that aren't in your system, things you haven't found yet. Now, I didn't actually use that function. I just went to a place where I knew I'd get some plate armor because I've gotten the plate armor on characters that couldn't use it. Now, it only gets added to the transmog system when you can actually use it. So if my character mainly uses mail armor, that's all I'll get when I'm in a dungeon, is the mail armor stuff added to it. I won't get leather, I won't get plate, I won't get cloth, because my character can't really use those things. It's not meant to use those things. Weapons, it's the same thing. If you can't use the weapon, it won't be added to, when you find it on a character, it won't be added to the wardrobe system for that. But this is still a really awesome thing. It means I don't have to keep a certain piece of equipment to keep that look, because the way it used to work was, if I wanted it to look like a certain bow or a certain sword, I had to have that certain sword or certain bow, and I'd go to the transmog guy and I'd open up the menu and I'd drag the weapon that I want to make my current weapon look like over that, and I'd pay a certain amount of gold to have it done. And now I don't need to do that. When I go to the transmog guy, it opens up this wardrobe system. That's what I'm calling it in my head. I can't remember what it's actually called, because to me it's the wardrobe system. It opens it up. When you select your weapon, it'll give you all the weapon images you have for that type of weapon. Now, with two-handed weapons, like a two-handed sword, you can transmog it to look like a two-handed axe, two-handed mace, or a two-handed sword of any description, or even a polearm. You can transmog certain weapons to look like polearms. I don't know if I can, as a Death Knight, which is what's on screen, you can transmog your two-handed swords to look like a polearm. But I know as a hunter, I have my polearm, which is a two-handed weapon, transmog to look like a two-handed sword that I love. I had that sword back during Wrath of the Lich King, which was my favorite expansion pack. I remember when I got it, I was so fucking excited, and now I still have it because I will always have it. I'm probably going to take the legendary weapon I get in Legion and transmog it to look like this sword, because I'd rather be wielding a two-handed sword. It just feels better to me personally, and it gives me my character a more personal feel to me. And that's the thing about transmog, it allows you to do that. You can create any kind of a transmog you want, as long as your character can actively wears that piece. It's what they're meant to be wearing. So Death Knights can wear all armor types, but I cannot transmog plate armor to look like cloth armor. I can't transmog cloth to look like plate. It's to stop you from making people think you're wearing heavier armor or that you're a different class, basically. So with my hunter, I transmog him to what I called a Dark Ranger transmog, and I've got a really cool bow that I got from the raid that is on the screen, which is called Icecrown Citadel. A bow that has a similar aesthetic to the Lich King's sword, Frostmourne, drops in this raid, and from what I know, it's a fairly rare drop. Like, I'd never seen it before, and it dropped the other night for me while I was trying to do an achievement that I found out I can't solo because I'm a hunter. So I can't solo as a Death Knight either. But as I'm trying to say, and I'm crap at saying it, transmog is great because it allows you to make your character your own. You can make your character look their armor look almost any way imaginable, as long as it's already within the game. So you can take different pieces, combine them together to give your character a very unique look, and people will admire your transmogs. I've had cases where I'm running through Stormwind on my way to somewhere to the boats at the harbour, and somebody will whisper me saying that they like my transmog, what armor is that, and things like that, and I'll have a great conversation with them about it, and vice versa. If I see a transmog that I like, I'll whisper them, and it leads to more social interaction in a game that has in recent times been very lacking in social interaction, and this makes it a bit better. I'm going to stop yammering on about this transmog system now and say goodbye to you guys. But for people like my friend Bubbles, who didn't know there was a transmog system, this is for you guys. For people who are just interested in learning about WoW, this vid is for you guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, play to game and game to play.